peculiarities that have gone on this year?
I tell you what, it's been an interesting year, but you know what, our kids have done a fantastic job. Each and every week, we just kept feeding to them that we don't know there's no guarantees. And this team has played every game like it's our state championship, and I don't think tonight's going to be any different.
I think this is the kind of instance where we find out what we're made of, don't we?
You know what, it's going to be an emotional night. I think probably myself included in that, but you know, I think the biggest thing is just getting our kids calm at the beginning of the game and getting them to just understand the game plan that's in place for them and make sure that they just continue to be very disciplined, which they have been all season. And we just got to kind of harbor those emotions a little bit early on, and then it'll become a normal football game.
Kevin Feeney was on our pregame show tonight from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. Spud's getting ready to take on Alexandria, a team that wasn't that long ago you played and beat.
You know what? They're a very talented football team and a very scary football team. And I obviously delve more into the offensive side, but I am certainly very aware of what they can do offensively to our defense. And so I really thought the last time we played, our outside linebackers and our defensive line controlled the football game and just let our inside linebackers go make plays. And you know what? That's kind of been our formula for success all year on the defensive side, and it's got to continue tonight for us to be successful. I do anticipate them to try to take a few shots, and our corners and safeties have to be very, very disciplined and just do their jobs, and I think we'll be just fine.
Kevin Feeney is with us on our A1 Automotive pregame show. We'll be back and talk more about tonight's game and the graduating seniors after this timeout. That last game is always an emotional one, especially if you have some close ties.
You know what, and this one's got a lot. You know what, there's no doubt about that. Obviously, one of them beat in my house, but you know what, I'm by no means anybody else's father on this football team, but I'm kind of like that crazy uncle maybe to these guys because they've known me for about 6-7 years, and it's not just about the game of football.
They still come back out.
And they do, surprisingly. But you know what, I know their families inside and out, and I know that there's going to be a lot of emotions both on the sideline and in the stands tonight.
During the summer, we started to hear some things, and I think even at the end of last year, we started to recognize that this could be a pretty dynamic football team.
You know what, that's the biggest thing is we knew we had a special group, and this group has done everything that they should have done, basically going back to last year's game at Monticello against Elk River. They've really, I think, used that as a motivation to their offseason, and we knew the type of team that we had coming back, and it's unfortunate that we're not going to get to earn a state title opportunity, but on the same token, I think these kids know that they're a state title type team, and we've got to go out and prove it, and this is kind of our resume, because unfortunately we're not going to get to play for it. It's probably going to be voted upon, and our resume needs to look really good, and this is part of tonight.
The motivation that goes into creating a team like this has to come from within. It's not something that the coaches yell and talk about.
No, you know what? We talk about it all the time. If you have a player-led team, that's a championship team, and there is no doubt this is a player-led team. This group of leaders and seniors have really been doing this for multiple years. I think if you go back to our struggles 2 years ago, that's when they kind of saw how things were going, and they didn't want to be a part of that anymore. And so they made sure of that, and they've made sure that their teammates are held accountable. And like I said, tonight you're going to see a bunch of seniors that are really, really going to play for each other. And I know our juniors and our sophomores, if they get an opportunity, they really love these group of seniors, and they're going to make sure that they go out the right way.
The Moorhead Spud football team takes on Alexandria tonight at Jim Goda Stadium. With a win, they would finish their season unbeaten. Our thanks to Kevin Feeney for being with us on our Bennis Accounting and Tax Service pregame show. We'll be back with Kent McLeod, Mac, when we return after this timeout.
Last week, the Moorhead Spud community was saddened at the untimely death of Denny Kovash. Denny was a former captain of the Spud football team and played football at the University of Minnesota. Would you please rise for a moment of silence in Denny's memory? Thank you. Please remain standing as our national anthem will be performed by Moorhead High School orchestra teacher and the 2020 Moorhead Teacher of the Year, Mr. John Larson. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Mr. John.
We get ready for tonight's game. It is, in some sense, a playoff game, but there will be no further action, even if whoever wins this one here tonight. And Mac, we take a look on it. Both teams are very, they're quite frankly, they're very thankful that they have a chance to at least play this one last game.
Absolutely. I stopped over and watched practice yesterday, and it was a spirited practice. They were going from station to station, and the coaches were just tickled pink the way they practiced yesterday.
And just prior to the game, we had a moment of silence for a former Spud, Denny Kovash, who was one of the great ones as far as Minnesota or Moorhead football was concerned. Went on to play for the Gophers at the University of Minnesota and passed away this past week. And so we certainly are going to miss him. He was a great influence on a lot of people.
He really was, and he was a good friend of mine, and I'm going to miss him dearly.
And with that as well, we learned recently that someone who has been very instrumental in making sure that the Spuds get recognized for all their activities and duties, and I'm talking specifically of Corey Delorme, who comes through to us by way of Spuds.tv, and he has taken ill and is in the hospital being treated. Fortunately, we understand that things are good, and it's just a matter of time and in a matter of recovery there. So we're getting ready for football in spite of all the things that are going on. We play at Jim Goda Stadium tonight, and it's the Spuds and the Alexandria Cardinals. Of course, it's a homecoming of sorts for Cardinals coach Mike Empting. Grew up and played his high school football at Dilworth, Clinton, Felton, and his college ball at Concordia.
Yeah, that's not too far away, is it?
Yeah, don't even have to pack up a lunch to go.
No.
Saif Alawi, who has been dynamic in the course of this football season, is on to kickoff. Moorhead kicking it left to right. And you're going to have to believe that I'm saying this, but there's no wind.
That doesn't happen here very often.
That's just not right.
So I hope he gets a hold of this one. Boomer, I want this one out of the end zone.
As he approaches, Saif Alawi with that little leg kick and the approach, and here's the run to the ball. And it is sails low, and it's gathered in right at the goal line, and it will be allowed to be returned. And to the far side, it goes to the sideline, and from there rushed out of bounds. And so Height on the carry. Height on the carry is he's a good one. He's involved in, like several other Cardinals players, involved both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, him and Moracle, and oh my goodness. And I tell you, that was a line drive kick that time, Larry, but he still kicked it right to about the 1-inch line. That's how close it was to going in bounds. But again, nice job by the Spuds. About a 21-yard return, stayed in their lanes and didn't let him get outside like he was trying to do.
Will Height on the return sets things up for Alexandria. At the 20-yard line, it's first down as we put our first play in the books. Out of the shotgun formation, man in motion to the near side, stops now, and he'll be a man to work out the run scheme as it comes to the near side. Good roll of blocking up front, but then the Moorhead defense that has been so dominant throughout the course of this season, limiting the play to just 2 yards, and it's second down.
Yeah, they tried to run a sweep to Moorhead's right side, and Jack Tyken sitting out there, defensive end spot, Larry. He stretched it out, and they only got about a 3-yard gain, and then kind of like Coach Feeney said in the pregame, the front four are standing people up so that the linebackers can make tackles, and that's exactly what happened there.
As they break huddle, it's second down and about 7. Wide receiver to the far right side as the Cardinals take a long time to get the play away. And the Spuds waste no time at all getting into the backfield to bring the play down. I tell you what, that was a name that we have called on several occasions this year. He leads the team in tackles for loss. That will be his 6th tackle for loss, Thomas Myers.
Again, and they tried to run a little draw play to the left side. Thomas was lined up on the left side. He got across the tackle's face and dropped him for loss. That's just a great football play.
Right back to the original line of scrimmage. Now it is third down and 10. Receivers spread, 2 to the right, 2 to the near left, and the ball gets loose in pursuit. It is tracked down and recovered, but inside the 10-yard line, and from there it's fourth down. So not the kind of start that Alexandria hoped that they would have.
No, small gain, then went backwards, and that time was a bad snap. And, I mean, it was so far off to the right that he couldn't get it. He did the right thing. He just fell on it because both Thomas Myers and Jack Tyken were there to make sure that he couldn't go anywhere.
This punt from the end zone comes halfway between the goal line and the end line. Waiting again. Alexandria just has a long time. There, he had to scoop it off the turf, and he did get it away. It's a pooch kick, and it's taken on the run by Brady Wolthall, and he scoots to the near side and is down at the 30. We knew he at some point this year, he just could not take it any longer. Yeah. He had to return it.
He just says, I got to it. Bounced it. It was the perfect bounce for me, he said. And you know what? That wasn't too bad because it bounced up pretty high, and he was – otherwise, it had gone back. It had probably bounced about 10 more yards farther back. So he picked up about a yard on it. But look at that. Moorhead's got the ball on the 30 with a nice sudden change.
What a way to start. Your offense comes on for the first time at the opponent 30-yard line. Spuds, Cardinals, last game, regular season and playoff season, as it is. And with that, Trey Feeney, who completes better than 62% of his passes this year. Takes the snap and stands in the pocket calmly and goes to the end zone. It is up for grabs. It is caught, and it's touchdown, Brady Wolthall. His 51st touchdown reception of the year. 1 play, 1 pass, 1 catch, 1 touchdown.
Not a bad way to start, and it's pretty good. Both he and Blake were running ghosts from their inside slot spots. He looked Blake's way first. A free safety came over the top on Blake, so he had one-on-one coverage there. And you know what he did? He threw the ball up high. And then Brady does what Brady does, Larry. He's got that basketball mentality where he walls it off, goes up, catches the ball at his highest point, touchdown.
Saif Alawi, who is 13 of 15 on the year in point afters, will line this one up as the Spuds have wasted no time getting on the board. Here's the snap back, the placement, the kick is up, the kick is good, and the Spuds lead it. Just underway from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 7 and Alexandria nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Will Height is back deep waiting for the Cardinals just outside the 5-yard line as Saif Alawi's kickoff goes into the end zone. Now this is not an unusual sight at all this football season. Alawi, and more often than not only gets it past the goal line, but he gets it past the end line. Well, this one came down kind of halfway between the two.
About halfway between, but he still got a big high five from the head coach because they love it when they kick it in the end zone. I know the guys that are working their tail off trying to get down to make the tackle, Larry, get a little disappointed because they want to make a big hit. But anytime that you don't have a return, that's a good thing.
And a part of that celebration throughout the year has been Tanner Kynes as he goes out there to retrieve the tee. So the Spuds have jumped to a 7-0 lead, and Alexandria will try it again. They got 0 yards in their first possession. Looking upfield, he wants to go deep, throws it up. It's high and it's deep and it's picked off as it comes down right into the arms of Jamal Dixon. His second interception of the year and a quick turnover there. Cardinals go deep and get picked off, and it's first down, Moorhead.
Yeah, he gave him a little pump there that time, Larry, and as he was doing that, Christian Vega came in and he hit his arm just as he was letting go, and I think that's what caused that ball to float a little bit. But nice job by Jamal reading that, and again going up, sure hands, caught that as high as he could, and made sure he received it. And boy, I tell you what, that's a good field position again, a great turnover.
We talked about 62% completions for Trey Feeney. He has thrown for almost with that last pass throwing over 1,600 yards on the season.
And 1 interception.
Rolling left and looking, and he lines it up, and he's got his man wide open coming back on the play and getting loose. Brady Wolfall as he scoots inside the 40, finds the sideline at about the 38-yard line. Let's see where they spot him. Now they're going to mark him right at the 38-yard line from there, although the officials are meeting, so there's a chance of a penalty that we did not see, nor are we privy to at this point.
Yeah, I haven't seen a flag, but again, I like what Brady did. You know, he already caught that long touchdown pass on that goal. That time he runs like as hard as he can straight to field and then does an outcut at about 15 yards. And the ball's in the air again, Larry. Just as he makes the cut, catches it, he's actually able to get extra yards because of it.
So the referee has come over, standing in the middle of the field to give us an idea.
Personal.
Against Moorhead.
Blocking the back.
Yeah, illegal use of hands or blocking in the back. So that will nullify the reception by Brady Wolfall, and the penalty charged against Moorhead puts the ball down at the 49-yard line in Alexandria territory.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things. When he caught the ball, he's trying to get extra yards, and we couldn't see that from up here, but somebody must have come from behind. Whoever went deep came back and was trying to make a block and must have got him in the back, but I don't know. So
it's a spot foul, and from here it looks like they still gained yards on the play.
Yeah, they got first down and, 4?
Yeah.
That's not a bad penalty.
It's worked out okay.
I'd have liked it better at the 30, but.
Spuds leading 7-0, second possession. First down and 4, unless they don't have the marker right. Receivers left and 3 to the near side. Everybody is open. Pass goes off to the far side.
Brady.
Trying to slip away. Brady Wolfall does make good on his second reception of the evening, and it's first down Moorhead.
At that time, again, it's just that basically he Trey gets the ball, takes about a 3-step drop, sets. Brady ran an in cut that time to get separation from the corner, and again, the timing of it is just unbelievable because the ball's in the air and he hits him right in the numbers as he's coming out of that cut.
Great instincts from Brady Wolthall to read the field and read the defense and also read his own quarterback.
Yep.
They've played a lot of catch over the years, and it's 7-0 Moorhead here as the Spuds come up to the line, first down at the 38-yard line of Alexandria. Receiver left, two receivers near side, single man in the backfield. Here's the call, and on the run, I think that's Janforth.
Yep.
Janforth inside the 35. Putting down the ball at the 34-yard line. That's about a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, that time they ran that little inside zone play because there was no blocking back for him, and he read it pretty good and got as many yards as he could. Nice job by linebacker. They're running a kind of like a 3-4 right now, but their middle linebacker did a nice job of stepping up and stopping that for a short gain.
So with that, Michael Haugo has brought the play in, and he'll be a wide receiver wide left as the Spuds break now on second down and 7 at the Cardinals' 35-yard line. Trey Feeney takes the snap and rolls near side and looks. Leans back and throws. He's got his man wide open, and from there the play. And Brady Wolthall, or is that Blake Wolthall? That's Blake Wolthall who made the catch on that one to the near side of the field. His first catch tonight, and Blake Wolthall has his 26th catch of the season.
And again, that time he just did a little short rollout to the right. Trey did. Blake ran like he's running a go and just, again, does the outcut. The ball's in the air. Gave him plenty of time to get extra yards, and heck, they're inside 25 already.
Closing in on the red zone. Spud sent 3 receivers wide left. 2 receivers near right side. Here's Trey Feeney rocking, waiting, looking, throwing. And that one is low. And he made the catch on the dive at the 5-yard line. Blake Wolthall comes up, second straight reception. This is first and goal, Moorhead.
Yeah, that was a low throw. Again, he ran like a skinny post that time. And quite frankly, Larry, I don't know how he caught that because he was like he's got a big scoop shovel. He got his hands underneath that and made the catch, and now they got first and goal.
Right at the 7-yard line. And as the Spuds break huddle, Michael Haugo is wide near right side. Have a running back now. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick goes out. Here's the wait and the look. As Trey Feeney already with a 7-0 lead, looking for the end zone, leaning, throwing. He's got his man all open in the back in the end line, and I think he ran out of room as he hauled it in. It was there for him, but in order to pull it in, he had to step out of bounds, and so that will go as an incomplete pass, his first incomplete pass thrown on the night.
And something we haven't seen the Spuds do this year. They were actually in a bunch route out there. The two, and Brady was behind, and both guys that were up in front of him ran ins. He tried to run, and the corner kind of got tied up at the corner a little bit, so when the ball was thrown, he just kind of ran. The timing wasn't there for him. He wasn't able to get to that ball.
Out of the huddle, receiver wide left, receiver near right side. 177 passes thrown on the season coming into tonight's game, and the Spuds take a timeout. With 7:13 to go in the first quarter. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 7, Alexandria nothing. Coming back on the field after the Moorhead timeout, Caden Berg goes in motion to the far side. Here's the double pump and a clutch. It is perfectly there for Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick. He has the perfect stride, the perfect reach, the perfect catch. Spuds are back on the board.
Yeah, everything was right where it needed to be. That's just the way they drew it up, Larry. That time they put Caden Berg, so they ended up having a quad set, and that pulled the safety over. He just ran a quick slant, and he had about a step and maybe a step and a half on that safety, and the ball was put right on there. And I tell you, he's got nice hands. He pulled it in, tightened it up, and made sure he caught it.
So the point after try by Saif Alawi. It's on its way. It is up, and it is good. With 7:10 to go in the first quarter of play. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 14, Alexandria nothing.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Burt's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Coached by Alawi as the kick rolls and bounces along, goes out of bounds along the far side at about the 1 yard line. And so the Cardinals will get some better field position out of that, and it'll come out to the I think it's the 20 or 25 yard line.
No, when it's a
or is it the 30? How about let's make it the 35? Do I hear 40?
Sold. Actually, it comes out to the 35. And he was trying to do one of those directional kicks at the time, and it took just one. If he'd have got one more straight, it'd have gone end zone. It made a left turn.
Made a left turn.
Yep, hard left turn.
14-0 Moorhead. 2 possessions, 2 scores. Alexandria unable to pick up a first down with 0 yards gained on their first possession, throwing an interception on their second possession. Spuds have taken advantage. Shotgun formation. Wide receivers, one right, one left. Everybody's tight end for the run. Here's a play to the near side. More call on the play, and this Spud defense absolutely stopped it right at the point of attack, down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there, and it's second down.
Trying to run that little inside zone play, and I tell you, Christian Vega.
Yeah, he's had a big day, big year.
He blew up the center, Larry. So when he tried to cut it back, there was nothing there, and then one of my favorite players comes in, Muhammad Jonas comes in and makes the first hit. Nicely done up front.
On second down, receivers now 3 to the far right side for Alexandria. Back in shotgun formation and waiting. The hand clap for the signal. Steps back and throws off to the far side on the screen. The catch is made. He slips past one and almost a second the defender to get loose. And from there, the short gain brings up third down.
Yeah, they tried to run the bubble screen. Caden Berg read that right away, and he made sure he got outside leverage on that wide receiver was trying to block him, so that forced the ball back inside, and there was a host of people that got over there and made that for just, again, a short gain.
3rd and 7 coming up for Alexandria. And a look at the far sideline. Mike Empting calls a timeout. We've got a break. Play has stopped with 5:58 to go in the first quarter of play on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 14, Alexandria nothing. pass play to the far side, right in front of their bench, and with the catch and the step down, just crossing to pick up enough for the first down, the first down in this first quarter for Alexandria. So now, as the ball has moved up to the 45-yard line, the Cardinals working it right to left. Again, with that short, snappy play to the far side, the screen is set up. He had a good catch and he had a good stretch, but it closed quickly as the Spuds defense was there to make the play and the stop down, holding the Cardinals to about a three-yard pickup, leaving second now and 7.
Again, they're trying to run that bubble screen outside out there, and again, Caden Berg does a nice job. Actually, that was Jamal Dixon, I'm sorry. Got outside leverage, and then Maxwell, though, Bruins playing that outside linebacker on that side there, and he went out and just made a nice fit and form tackle and stopped him for a short game.
Steady improvement over the course of the year for Maxwell DeBrune. Here's the look now. Cardinals, 3 receivers on the far right side. Here's that screen pass again. They're going to throw it up and over the top. They got a man wide open in his wake. Will Height is all the way in for the score. Oh my, a lateral pass.
Yep.
To the wing receiver who looked upfield, and the man was wide open, streaking for the end zone. And the Cardinals are on the board.
Yeah, and you know what? That's about the only way right now. They can't run the ball right now, but what a nice play. Looked like they're going to run that darn bubble screen again. Then they actually had a slot receiver. He just kind of dallied there a little bit, and then he took off when Moorhead had seen that thing about 3-4 times, and they got caught up in it, and he was wide open, and they scored.
So the point after try, Miles Sandstead is on its way up and good. And the Cardinals, with a big strike, are on the board. 4:41 to go in the first quarter on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 14, Alexandria 7.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
A big lift on a 51-yard strike on a screen pass thrown to the far side, and on that it was a lateral, and the wide receiver who made the catch then turned and looked upfield and found Will Height all alone in the secondary. Here's the Cardinals kickoff gathered in at the 16-yard line. Keenan Went works his way across the 25. They'll spot him down short of the 30-yard line, so it'll be first down for the Spuds, who and their scoring drives didn't have to go very far.
Not very far, but this will be their poorest starting spot. But that time was a kind of a high short kick, and I think Keenan got as many yards as he could on that because it was so high that they were really able to get down and get good coverage by Alexandria.
See what the Spuds have in mind here now with a 14-7 advantage. Time running here in the first quarter. 4:37 still to play. Trey Feeney leans back and throws. He's got his man wide open. That has not been an issue tonight, finding a receiver open. Now it's a matter of getting away from the defense. And it was Brady Walthall who comes up. And for Brady Walthall, that is his 3rd catch tonight and 53rd of the season.
And again, what he did, actually, Larry, I told you wrong. That was Blake, my fault. No, that's Brady. Anyway, he started on an outcut, and Trey he scrambled just a little bit, so he came back the ball, so that gave him separation from the guy that was covering him. And then when he catches the ball, he just gets yards after the catch every time.
His first step, it simply eludes the defender.
I wish I had a quick first step like that.
You used to.
Not really.
No, you never did.
No, I never did.
Wide receiver left. 3 receivers near right side as Trey Feeney rifles one out to the open field. There's nobody there. Nobody within 10 yards. I think that was a miscommunication. No. And we haven't seen very many of those over the course of this year.
No, not all that time. Blake was on that side, and he ran a straight go, and it looked like Trey was waiting for him to do like a comeback route, and that's where he threw it to. And, well, every once in a while the pages get turned.
So it's second down now as that play will come back to the 40-yard line. And Spuds break huddle. They're orange on orange tonight. We've seen them on the road with orange on orange, not at home. I quite frankly like this because I can read the numbers better. Feeney is going deep, and he has got his man, and the catch is made inside the 10, and then the official on the near side is saying no. It got dropped, and it squirted away. That was on the verge of being one of those spectacular receptions.
Yep, and again, it was Brady that time, and he was just ran a hash mark route, straight down the hash marks. Ball was thrown outside. He had the ball for just a second, but their safety on that side did a nice job of stripping the ball from him. That was a great defensive play by them.
6 of 8 throwing for Trey Feeney here in this first quarter. Less than 4 minutes now showing. Spuds with a 14-7 lead. Receiver wide left, that appears, I think that's Michael Haugo wide out. Blake Walthall on the near side wide. And the play, Trey Feeney rolls near side, he's got some pressure, turns back, and he's got the screen pass set up. 35, George Janforth out of the backfield, to the 30, to the 20, to the sideline he goes. George Janforth goes out of bounds. It's first down, Moorhead near the 15-yard line.
I like that little throwback screen. He actually faked the ball and kind of rolled out to the right just a little bit, and then they set up the screen for him, and he had people in front of him, and boy, did he take off. It's somehow that safety came over the top and made the tackle. Otherwise, Janforth is gone, but what a nice call.
As they spot it down, it's at the 12-yard line, so it's first down for the Spuds from there. Trey Feeney and the Spuds leading 14-7. Time running along here in the first quarter of play as Feeney takes the snap and looks, standing calmly, collectively. Here's the play underneath.
Brady.
But Brady Wolthall is caught from behind as he was trying to stretch the field to the far side. Caught, brought down, short gain.
Yeah, they were in that bunch set again. At that time, he was right in the middle of the bunch. The two of the receivers went deep. One ran a post, one ran just a straight go, and then he just ran an under all the way under. And the poise by Trey to wait, and when he finally came open, he hit him. And they could still get a first down, but again, nice pitch and catch.
Spuds break huddle. Blake Walthall wide left. We'll get underway when we return. Spuds taking a timeout. Play clock was at 5, and they were running short on time. So with that break, 2:32 to go here in the first quarter of play on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 14, Alexandria 7.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Up to the line, out of the timeout, Moorhead threatening here with 2:32 to go. Feeney standing alone in the backfield. He spots his man, and it makes the catch. Yes, he made the catch.
Blake.
And Blake Wolthall with the reception, touchdown, Moorhead.
Yep. And I'll tell you what a catch. And what he did is he ran, I call it a corner comeback. He ran like he's running a fade, then came back the quarter. The ball got to him just in front of the pylon, and he caught the ball and just stopped dead. I don't know how he's able to do that. The defensive back made a swipe at it, but he got it tucked away. And, again, the timing of it, Larry, is unbelievable.
Here's the point after try by Saif Alawi as the Katenberg hold is put down and in place. The kick is on its way up, and the kick is good. 2:28 to go still here in the first quarter On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 21, Alexandria 7.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Here's the approach by Alawi, and the kickoff is driven to the goal line. And from there, the fake reverse goes to the far side, and it goes down. The Spuds were not fooled. Initially, the kickoff taken by, I think that was Tegan Pfeffer, and he handed it off to his other deep man back, and usually that's Will Height. And the Spuds had it sniffed out all the way and make the play at the 10-yard line where it's first down, Alexandria.
And Thomas Myers made the tackle. He was not fooled, but that guy had a step on him. He's got great speed because he caught him from behind. That's an unbelievable tackle.
2:23 to go. First quarter action here at Jim Goda Stadium. Alexandria, 3 receivers on the near side looking upfield. Here's the snap back. And the handoff to the right side. Not much room there. Moricall on the carry. Nolan Moricall, who leads Alexandria rushers. Just about 100 yards, or 100 carries rather, 100 carries for almost 600 yards rushing this year. We, as a sophomore, watched him play, and he virtually dominated.
Yes, he did.
That game against the Spuds in Alexandria.
And the front 7 right now is playing unbelievable up front, Larry.
3 receivers on the near left side for the Cardinals as they face second down and 7. Shotgun formation, wide receiver right as well. Here's the lean and the throw, and he was looking for that screen pass on the far side, but it was thrown way high and way out of bounds, and so that stops play and brings up a third down.
Yeah, he had to rush a little bit. He was getting some inside penetration by here I go again, Mahmoud Jonas. Mahmoud Jonas is playing defensive tackle at 5'8" and 180 pounds, and he got off that guard and forced him to throw that ball in a hurry. That's pretty neat.
Cardinals break huddle and they come out. Big play is on this drive for the Cardinals. 3rd and 7 from their own 13-yard line. Spud fans stomping their approval of the defensive play as the rush is given and the screen to the far side. This time it was open. He makes the catch and makes the run. Looks to have enough for the first down out at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that time he just came out of the backfield on a swing route. That time the receivers actually went deep, cleared it out. Linebacker couldn't quite get over there in time. And that's a nice play, nice pitch and catch, just the way they draw it up.
In volleyball action tonight as the Moorhead girls take their game to the court for their final of the season, taking on Sartell. 1 set apiece midway through set 3. Virtually tied up. Moorhead with a slim 1 lead, 13-12. And it looks like we may have another timeout called here.
Well,
Aaron Stotesbury walking off to the far side.
The referee is throwing a flag, Larry.
Let's see if we can get it here. And it is a timeout call.
And there were still 5 seconds left on it, so I'm not sure why he
threw
the flag.
Something wasn't developing the way he wanted it to, but we've got it. This is 2020, so of course we're going to have. This is an unusual start to any normal football game. I mean, the Spuds get the ball, 1 play, 1 score.
Yep.
And then on the next possession, Alexandria throws an interception. Moorhead comes back to lead it quickly, 14-0. And the scoring is still coming up, but not in such explosive of a way, as the Spuds lead it now 21-7. And we're still in the first quarter. That's
21 points. There's still a minute 4 to go. Holy moly.
And we're not done.
No.
Cardinals will face a first down will have a first down, rather, at their own 24-yard line. Spuds covering. Here's Stotesbury waiting. The snap is there, and on play action, he dances away but didn't get all the way loose, and so is brought down. And Thomas Myers comes up with another big tackle for loss in a department that he leads for the Moorhead defenders.
And at that time, they had a mix-up in the backfield. He turned right, the back went left. He had to dance a little bit, and by then Thomas Myers was not – he's going to get off the block and make the tackle for a loss. And
7 tackles for loss on the year.
I was just going to ask you what there was. I wrote all that stuff down, Larry.
You left it at home, I bet.
It's on my kitchen table.
Sure, we can read it later.
Okay. I'll just add to it.
4 down linemen, Spud defending. Cardinals facing 2nd down and 12. Stotesbury waiting. Here's the snap, and again he faces the pressure, forcing to go back and lean. We got a flag down. This one is picked off at the 31-yard line. On his way upfield and all the way down the sideline, he tried to work his way loose. Austin Altepeter with the interception. Moorhead's 2nd interception of this game.
Again, there's your front line, Larry. They flushed him out of the pocket, got him to the right. There was a penalty. They're going to have a holding call that should get negated, I think, here. But Austin Altepeter doing a great job of getting underneath the receiver and making sure that he didn't chase that quarterback when he didn't have to, and picked up a great interception. That's going to give him first down inside the 10.
It seems an apparent and easy call to make, but the referee is making sure that he gets the call that the Spuds want, because the penalty was against Alexandria.
Yeah.
So Jamal Dixon early in the quarter with an interception. Austin Altepeter late in the quarter with an interception. Minute 35 to go. Spuds get the ball back. This sudden change gives Moorhead a chance to put one more on the board before the end of the first quarter.
And again, I gotta emphasize what that front 7 is doing for Moorhead, and then they're getting pressure with 4 people, flush him out, or made him make a, he didn't make a good choice that time.
Receiver to the near side, 3 receivers wide left. Jan Forth in the backfield as Feeney takes the snap, leans back and throws. He's got his man. Well, we see the call? No.
No.
As the pass was way overthrown. The defender was there. The receiver was there. They got tangled up momentarily. Did not affect where the ball was, whether the ball could be caught or not. And that brings us down to 8.5 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to have a hold.
We do have a hold against Moorhead.
Yeah, that time Brady didn't quite get to his corner route. He started inside, and the corner stayed on his outside shoulder. So when he tried to get to the corner, he couldn't get through there, which is a nice play by the defensive back. And Trey did a nice thing, though. He made sure he threw the ball far enough away that nobody else was going to catch it.
The penalty against Moorhead brings the ball back to the 32-yard line. 27 yards need to move the chains.
Heinz just came in.
Heinz comes on. Spuds send a receiver wide left, a receiver near right. And we'll see what Trey Feeney has in mind. And it is
Jan Forth.
Jan Forth on the carry to about the 20. So about a 15-yard gain on that run play. Something we don't see a lot of from this Moorhead offense is the ability to run the football. Not that they can't, but they seem to be able to throw the ball for more points. And so with that, we've come to the end of the first quarter. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 21, Alexandria 7. Brady Wolfall with a catch to start things out. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick also with a touchdown reception. Blake Wolfall with a touchdown reception for Moorhead. And in between all of that, there was a wide receiver pass to Will Height of Alexandria that went for 51 yards and a score. That accounts for the Cardinals' points. And as we start the second quarter of play, Moorhead now going right to left. Wide receivers, 3 to the far right side. Wing out on the near left side, Mahmoud Jonas. Here's the snap back and the look. And a rifle pass high in the air to catch it. Yes,
goodness.
That was a big time reception. Oh, my. Blake Wolthall. And that's his third of the night. And for Blake Wolthall, or fourth rather of the night, and 29th of the season, and Trey Feeney has completed 10 of 12 passes thrown.
Unbelievable. Again, the timing that he ran a comeback route. Looks like he was going to run the fade, came back to the comeback. Timing of the pass great, but then he went up over the top of that guy and took that away from him because he looked like he was going to pick it off, and he took it away from him.
That sets up play on 3rd and 1. That wasn't quite enough for the first down. Here's the play, rolling right side and looking, leaning back and throwing to the end zone. He was in, but then came out to make the catch, and then stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And Blake Wolthall with the reception gives Moorhead first down.
Again, running that fade cut where it looks like he's running a deep fade, then comes back and was just had to come back out of the end zone. The ball's on about the 1 because there's a momentum. Forward progress actually took him out at about the 1. But again, the timing of the throw, but nice. That's a big. That's 2 catches in a row there. They're pretty doggone good-looking catches.
Just underway here in the second quarter. Michael Haugo, wide out, far right side. 3 receivers to the near left. Running back in the backfield alongside Trey Feeney. It's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. And as the snap comes back, the play is stopped with a timeout taken. Moorhead again. Play clock was running down. 11:46 to go here in the first half. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 21, Alexandria 7.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Burt's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Onto the field after the Spuds timeout at his 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. 3 receivers all bunched up on the near side. We'll see how they move from there as Walthall goes in motion, then back to the near side, and the throw is incomplete. It was thrown right to the goal line. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick was there, but he just couldn't hang on. And so with that incompletion, it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, he was getting pressure just a little bit. He slid in the pocket pretty good, but when he went to throw, it looked like he slipped a little bit and the ball went low on him. He just didn't have his feet up underneath him that time.
Here comes Heinz back into play. He's been rotating in on the last several plays. Connor Heinz, one of the many seniors on this year's team. Spuds line up in what appears would normally be a run situation. Everybody's packed in tight with just one wide receiver. Here's the throw to that receiver, and he can't get there.
Nice play.
Well defended.
Will Height.
And the pass there by Feeney is incomplete. And that brings up 3rd down.
That's the first time, Larry, they were actually in a 2 tight end set that time.
I hardly knew how to recognize it.
Yeah, it was a 2 tight end set. Brady was just lone receiver. He ran a quick post. Looked like he was open, but Will Height from his safety spot came and knocked it down. Nice defensive play. He read that pretty well.
We knew we would be saying that name, whether it's offense or defense or special teams. Alexandria's Will Height. Here's the play, and the Spuds go spinning and twisting around. And into the end zone for the touchdown, a 1-yard run for Trey Feeney.
And that time they were 2 tight ends, and then Mahmoud Jonas lined up as that blocking back, and basically that's just a quarterback isolation play. But their left defense came around a corner and got a hold of Trey, and Trey just had enough strength to spin himself into the end zone. But a nice line search too, Larry.
So Saif Alawi for the point after, as he takes 2 steps back and 2 steps off to the left as he prepares for the point after try. Snap is back, put in place. Here's the approach, here's the kick. It looks good. It is. 11:36 to go in the first half on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 28, Alexandria 7. Alawi this time getting into the end zone, and that's an automatic return out to the 20, or to the
20.
To the 20. And in high school football, Minnesota high school football, if it crosses over the goal line, it just automatically comes out. It cannot be returned. And that's what happened there. And so it'll be first down for the Cardinals, but the Spuds have had 4 possessions, and they have scored 4 times to lead it 28-7.
Yeah, pretty darn efficient, aren't they? And
taking advantage of short fields, and also putting scoring drives together. So the Cardinals, let's see what they've got up their sleeves here with receivers 2 to the wide, far left side. Single receiver on the near side is Jamal Dixon, now backs up on his coverage. Here's the play, and on the run, the Spuds watch the play develop down the line and then swarm it down for no gain, may have even lost a yard on that play. That Spud defense has been just about dominating throughout the year.
Yeah, and they tried to run a sweep to to their right that time, pulled the backside guard. And again, big Thomas Myers just held still and made sure that he got upfield, so they had to bring it inside. And then both inside, Gotti and Jackson Goda were there to make a big stop for a loss.
Reminding you at the end of tonight's game, we will name our player of the game, brought to you by Bruce Johnson at Remax Realty One. As the Spuds defense again crashes through and puts the crunch on. I mean, that was a crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Tyken.
my.
Jack Tyken.
Jack Tyken just ate it up and spit it out and came home for lunch.
Yep, he's playing that right defensive end. They tried to run that little delayed draw play, and he came off the tackle side, came right down the line of scrimmage and met him for about a 4-yard loss.
Imagine what his feeling was as he saw this play developing and knew what it was going to happen.
And his eyes were about
every defensive lineman's dream.
Yep, and his eyes were as big as saucers. He said, "I'm not missing this one," and he didn't. He stopped him dead in his tracks. It's a nice play.
It's 3rd down and 14 for the Cardinals. Long count, and then the stop and play. Too much time. Cardinals just did not get the play off in time, and they have a little habit of setting the play up and then hand clap their way to the timing on it, and that hand clap was enough to bring a 5-yard delay of game.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to feel their way a little bit because they're not able to move the ball. They've only had the one big play, and coaches are over there trying to come up with something that can light a spark for them. But right now, they got to contend with that front 7, and right now, the Spuds are winning that battle.
3rd down and 20. Now the line of scrimmage is the 10. The line to gain is the 30. Stotesbury with the play. Down to the near side, slowing it down, and then it's collapsed down. Thomas Myers again was in on it. Jamal Dixon was in on it. And, of course, anything that's Christian Vega is there along with Jackson Goda.
Yeah, and Christian Vega actually, they tried to run the power play to their right. Christian Vega is basically playing a one technique on the nose. He crashed through and caught him in the backfield and tripped him up, and then, boy, I'll tell you what, after that, you're in trouble.
It's 4th down, and the punt from deep in the end zone. Moorhead with the rush on, but the kick gets away. And
not this time.
Not this time. Brady also watched it. You'd had to know that he was kind of thinking about it, but it just did not take a pure bounce. And so let it bounce around, and down it goes. It'll be 1st down, Moorhead at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, great field position. And I'll tell you what, Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick actually stopped. He could have blocked that, and he stopped. And the official talked to him and kind of pat him on the back going, good job. I'm glad you didn't run into him.
Yeah, they do. You don't like to see, especially when it's full bore, and especially when it's already 28-7.
Yeah.
And the punter was not going to get a good punt away anyway with the pressure that was on. And so now the Spuds, with the lead and the ball at midfield, play here in the second quarter. But not yet. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see 11. Somebody said, oh, there's 12.
There's 12. They just
Alexandria had 12 players on the field, and so they took a timeout to avoid the penalty, and we will return to Jim Goda Stadium. 9:11 to go in the first half on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 28, Alexandria 7. Blake Wolthall, the receiver on the far right side, did his maneuvering to come back on the pass by Feeney, making the catch, turned upfield, lost his balance just briefly, enough to slow him down at the 45-yard line. That turned into a 7-yard pickup, and it's 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, he was the outside of the trips receivers that time. The 2 inside guys took off down. He ended up running about a 7-yard in route, and I'll tell you, 2nd, 4, there's nothing wrong with that.
So Trey Feeney with the snap, rolls near side and looks, leaning back and throwing. He's got his man wide open, then it's knocked away. Blake Wolthall was there to pull it in, but defensively, Mason Teaser was right there to knock it out of his catch, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and he's getting an earful from the coach at that time because he got a little bit lazy on that one. He ran that out route and tried to catch it, didn't use his hands, tried to grab it that way, and the ball bounced out. And Coach Feeney is telling you need to use your hands when you catch the ball.
Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick has checked in. Clock will start with 8:27 to go. Moorhead leading it 28-7. We're in the first half. Trey Feeney, first man into the hole. Nice run. Nice big hole opens up, and he's still running from the 35 to the 30. George Johnforth goes all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's about a 30-yard pickup on that play. Let's make it a 25-yard pickup. And when you need the yardage, George Johnforth can find it for you.
He can, and I tell you, did you see him turn that speed on after he broke the first line? He was at the second level before the linebackers knew he was there, and that was just like a little inside zone. Maybe or a wham.
He averages almost 9 yards per carry.
Yes.
Coming into the game, 37 carries, not a lot, 323 yards, just shy of 9 yards per try, and that's the effectiveness of what his game can bring.
Yep.
Is that you can't stop him after a yard or two. Now the Spuds with 1st down. Here's the little forward pitch, and Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick comes back against the grain. He got tripped up and is brought down inside the 20, and from there that turned into about a 6-yard pickup. A 6-yard pickup, and Miller making the play for Alexandria, and it's 2nd down.
I think that's the first time we've seen the Spuds run a shovel pass this year.
It is.
Just stepped back. He was lined up in the slot, came across, and did a nice job of picking his way through and picking up some good yards.
Well, it's 2020. What else do you expect? Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, it's the COVID offense.
7:15 to go here in the first half. Moorhead driving, already leading 28-7. Four receivers in a cluster near side, and that leaves an opening in the middle of the field for Trey Feeney, who runs untouched and in. That is a perfectly diagrammed decoy play that Trey Feeney goes all the way.
Yep, they had pretty good coverage, and he said, if you're going to give me that big line, I mean, the linebackers had vacated. We had, more Spuds at 5 blocking 4. There was no work nothing for him to do but run, and that's a great decision by Trey. And he runs away. It doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he ran away from a couple of people.
He seems to get there in a hurry, though.
Yeah, I think it's that long stride.
6:58 to go for Saif Alawi. I'm waiting for the ponytail to come up soon.
Got to be 40, she said.
Oh, a 40-pointer is the difference. Okay, here's the snap back, and it is bobbled but put in place and kicked up good. Saif Alawi stays perfect on the night. 6:58 to go here in the first half on the Speak Easy scoreboard. Moorhead 35, Alexandria 7. Alawi is getting closer and closer to the end line on his kickoffs. The first 4 that he kicked away tonight were down somewhere near the goal line, but this one was about 2 yards shy of the end line, and that's more common territory for that.
Yeah, it really is. He's just got a leg. I tell you, on his last extra point, it took one bounce and hit the front end of the orange shed that's about 50 yards behind the goal line.
51-yard scoring drive for the Spuds. There were 2 big run plays in that scoring drive, and the Spuds now lead it 35-7, and we still have 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Here's the play off to the far side on the bubble, and across the 21, maybe to the 22. As he tries to get more, came up without more, and with that play, Casey Hansen, or rather Kristen Hoskins, comes up short.
And now they're going to hurry up, Larry.
And it's second down. And this is something they did the first time they played. When it just wasn't going right, they went to the no-huddle offense. On the draw play, and then pulled back, and on the play it was brought down Thomas Myers. He's having a real performance here in his swan song at Goda Stadium.
Yeah, and that time they ran it's that zone read play where he fakes it and tries to go up, and all of a sudden, oh, geez, look who's there, Thomas Myers. And you know what? Thomas made sure he was stopped, and he was aided by Christian Vega.
6 minutes now showing. We're halfway through the second quarter. Alexandria deep in their own end of the field, facing 3rd down and 8. Stotesbury waiting, snap, and they blow the whistle and stop the play.
Too many people in motion.
And I think we had Canadian football rules being employed.
Yep.
Didn't work. So the penalty marked off now against Alexandria. Well, he's going the wrong way. And they've got encroachment on the call.
That's not, but he gave this signal. Okay. All right. Because it came in motion.
Yep.
I stand corrected.
So after the penalty is marked off against Moorhead, it's now 3rd down and almost 4. Line to gain the 31-yard line. Stotesbury signaling that he is ready. And he dropped the ball. He's being chased. He's having some troubles, and the Spuds are there to bring him down at the 16-yard line. Jack Tyken once again. That's his second play tonight for lost yardage rather, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, they faked the zone that time. Then he was going to roll out to his left, and he and the running back got kind of hooked up, and the ball went backwards. And of course, Tyken had his eyes were big as sausage again, going, "I'm going to get you," and he did.
So the punt team on now for Alexandria. Punter standing at his own 3-yard line. And he gets the kick away. It goes almost straight up. And then takes a Moorhead bounce. And there are times this year where you just had to wonder. Yep. And it comes down at the 15-yard line. That is a kick for -3 yards.
-3 yards, Larry. Yep.
-3 yards on a punt.
Yeah, and he kind of hurried his kick because there was a high snap. Somebody from the Spuds, I couldn't tell who it was, stopped, but he put pressure on him, and he just one of those weird ones where going straight up. And then, of course, there's no Alexandria players around to stop the ball.
They're upfield.
They're all upfield.
Sure.
And it took that perfect, shot that we wish you could do on a golf course where you hit the green and bend it backwards.
So from that, the Spuds with a 35-7 advantage. Trey Feeney, line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line. Here's the snap and the look and the pass.
Nope.
And it is thrown low as he tried to hook up with Blake Wolfall. It drops away incomplete.
And that might have been kind of a throwaway, too. He saw that when he ran that, he was in inside twin that time, ran that little skinny post. Safety stayed back there and jumped it, and I think he just made sure that nobody else was going to catch it.
Unofficially, I got Trey Feeney 11 for 16 throwing here in the first half. And out of the huddle, the Spuds sent 3 receivers to the far right side. Here's Trey Feeney. As he rocks and waits, the snap is back, and a quick look. He's got his man on the near side and near the sideline. Blake Wolfall is there to make the catch, but he is wrestled down inside the line of play, and Teaser making the stop there, and it's 3rd down.
Yep, just doing that timing route again where he takes two or three steps back. Blake ran that 5-yard hook. Ball's right there, but nice job by the corner on that side. He immediately wrapped him, but he was not going to give him extra yards.
4:07. Clock is running. This play will get underway with less than 4 minutes to go in the first half. 3 receivers to the far right side, 2 on the near left. Feeney waits for the snap, turns and looks, and everybody's thinking there should be something going on here, but there was no call. Not sure what they thought it should be called, but as a result, pass goes incomplete.
Well, basically what Moorhead was running that time, they're running a pick route, and when Brady, when he came to come inside, he ran into his receiver as well as the defensive back, that they just didn't quite have the timing right.
And so George Janforth has brought in a play as the Spuds faced 4th down. It's their first 4th down situation here in the first half. Janforth and Haugel wide, far right side. 2 of 4 receivers there. Here's Feeney. And he throws, and he's got his man, and he's tackled and wrestled down at about the 3. Brady Wolfall with the reception just inside the 3. That should be enough for the first down. He needed about 12 and got it.
Yep.
And the chains move on.
Again, Brady out in that trip set out. Actually, it was a quad set out there. And he just ran basically a slant route. And Trey, very patient, waited until he cleared and waited for the linebacker to come up under, over the top of it. And he threw it underneath them. Nice sure-handed catch and big first down.
Mahmoud Jonas has checked in. Spuds on a short yardage situation here, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Clock is running, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And we'll have another timeout taken as the Spuds were very deliberate in getting their play to the huddle, out of the huddle, up to the line, and it cost them a timeout. Yeah. So we stop and we'll return.
No, Larry, that was it's delay a game.
They did go all the way down to the 0.
Went all the way down to 0, and Coach Feeney is saying, hey, I tried to call a timeout, and I'm thinking that he's out of timeouts.
Maybe he couldn't, and that generally is a penalty besides.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but right now it's a 5-yard penalty for delay. And the ball is spotted at the 8-yard line, and it's 1st and goal from there. Meanwhile, Mahmoud Jonas is listening in very intently to the play call from the sideline.
He has to because it's about 4 sentences.
It's way too complicated.
Yeah.
Here we go. Receiver right and left. Wing left. Man in the backfield alongside Feeney, and he'll get the call. And on the run, George Janforth, I don't think got it. He
Nope.
needed to cross. He needed to score and did not.
But at the 2.
And so at the 2-yard line ball, if I got this right, no,
Three.
I thought that was 4th down.
No, it was only second.
So they can have another try.
Yep, and that time they ran the wham play. I tell you, Mahmoud Jonas got in, and he hit that linebacker. After the play, the linebacker looked down and just shakes his head because he hovers over him. But Mahmoud won that battle.
So from the 3-yard line, it is 2nd and goal for Moorhead. Feeney gives some directions to bring his receiver, his wingman, back a little bit. Looks in this side, and he's got his man
Stealing.
wide open. Brady Walthall is there. Brady Walthall with the catch, and the Spuds tack on 6.
That's just not fair. Again, all he did is he goes upfield, looks like he plants his foot like he's going to run the post, and then pivots back outside. In the poor corner, there's nothing he can do. And of course, the ball's already in the air, so he can't react to the ball either. And the ball is perfectly thrown. And Brady did a nice job of catching the ball. And that's a hard route to stop, especially when you run it as well as he does.
And here is
Ellie
Feeney with the snap back. The approach, the kick is up. Everybody appreciates.
Look at the players; they're going crazy.
And Ellie Feeney has tacked on the point after try, much to the delight of her teammates.
Yeah, the first one to greet her, Saif Alawi.
2:38 to go here in the first half. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 42 and Alexandria 7.
Wow.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
Alawi's kickoff rolls down to the 10-yard line and took a rather subtle turn left and ended up out of bounds. So from there, they'll bring it out to the 35-yard line, and the Cardinals will have the first down there. But the Spuds have scored on every kind of opportunity given to them tonight, and with 2:38 to go, leading at 42-7.
They just keep going and going and going.
Alexandria going left to right as we close in on our first half of play. Alter Peter directing traffic from his outside linebacker spot. Here's the look upfield. Stotesbury's got his man. No, he threw behind him. He had him open for a moment, but just could not find a way to get it to Taiwa Upanualua. And so from there, it'll be second down. Don't look at me like that. 2.5 minutes still to play.
Yeah, again, Thomas Myers, here we go again. He coming off from that left defensive end spot just when he's getting ready to throw it. He made contact with him. That's why the ball went like that. And they just still, Larry, that front seven just keeps coming and coming and coming.
2.5 minutes and clock running. Spuds are defending here as the Cardinals readjusting their formation. Put a wide receiver wide left side. Play clock is at 3. And they got it away, but just in time as the play for Will Height. He managed to slide off a tackle and pick up a yard, maybe 2, up near the 37-yard line.
Yeah, running that zone read, and he cut it back, but then Christian Vega did a nice job of getting off the center and coming to make the tackle on Larry. They've got a man down.
And so with that injury, we have a break with 2:12 to go here in the first half. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 42, Alexandria 7.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
As we return to the field, there's a nice opening for Alexandria, and they get one of their better performances of the night on a sprint right up the middle.
Height.
And Will Height, who, as we've mentioned, he's just a junior, is a factor on all facets of the game for the Cardinals. Will Height brings it out to midfield. From there, it's first down, Cardinals. Stotesbury on the handoff as they go straight forward. It's what we call smash mouth football. And the Spuds come up, and the tackle led by Giulio Angatti. He made the initial hit and stop. And the clock continues to run with 1:42 remaining.
Yeah, just running that inside zone stuff, and he read it, but there's just too many people there for him to run through.
Stotesbury takes a look. He's got 3 receivers wide left. And he looks near side, and the catch, he is there to make the reception, but the Spuds, Jamal Dixon was right there, and he clamped down on Zach Gunberg. And with that stop, it brings up third down.
Yep, just ran that, just like the Spuds do, just ran that little in route that time. But boy, Dixon had great coverage on him.
3 receivers to the far side for Stotesbury. And he hands it off on the near side. Nice opening up, and the play closes down at the sideline as Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick put the crunch on, but not before the Cardinals pick up a first down.
Yeah, that time they ran back. It's almost like a handback zone where he started back, and then he actually bent that all the way to the right. And that time Moorhead followed the ball a little bit too far, and he broke that way outside, and most of that was on his own. Good thing that Ja'Kai was there.
This play will start with 1 minute to go. Waiting for the Alexandria player to come in. He checks into the huddle with just 12 seconds remaining on the play clock. The game clock is at 1 minute. Wide receiver, far left side. Ibuku Nalua. Back to pass. Looking, throwing. It is there. Third interception of the night.
Oh,
and then as he turned to come back near side, slipped and went down to his knee. And the Spuds defense comes up with their 3rd interception of the night.
That was Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick, and when he tried to make that cut, he just buckled, but he's not good. He's up and moving. I was kind of worried about it for a second, but the ball is really underthrown, and Ja'Kai again doing a good job of playing that safety spot. Just read it, stepped up in front of it, and picked it off. And
Jamal Dixon, Austin Altapeter, and now Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick.
Yep, nicely done.
So the Spuds, they've got a long ways to go. I suspect that they may not be too aggressive about working it all the way upfield with 52 seconds to go and already leading 42-7.
Well, we can also say this is their worst field position.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man in motion, far side, Heinz. Or gets the call. That was not Heinz.
Nope, it's Carson went.
Carson went, and he got loose across the 10 and up near about the 13-yard line.
Yep, brought him in motion there, and basically it's a jet sweep, but they pitched it to him forward, and he shows nice little speed and picked up about 9 yards on that one.
I'm curious as to what we're looking at now. How many of these plays will be next year? Feeney will have graduated. The Walthals will have graduated. The receiving core at that point, Janforth will have graduated.
Yep.
Michael Haugo would be the most dangerous threat in the receiving core. So throw the ball, or run the ball rather.
Yeah, there's Michael right there.
There's Michael Haugo making the reception, his 3rd of the year, at the 16-yard line. And waiting, they're trying to hustle and get it up field. That was a first down, so the chains have moved. As Feeney waits and looks, telling his player to go deep. And now it comes underneath the coverage and looks to the sideline and throws incomplete. Haugo was the intended receiver. And that incompletion, we have lost track of all official resemblance to the numbers here, but for Trey Feeney, now that is 15 of 21.
That's pretty darn good stats, and I like what he did. He tried to wave Haugo out because he bought some time, then rolled out to his left, but Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick was on the same side, so they both went deep, and finally Haugo stopped, says, I can't have two of us deep. He came back and tried to make it, and the ball was just thrown a little low.
Spuds at their own 17-yard line. Receivers to the far right side. Fitzpatrick comes wide now near left. And Feeney, long count, waiting and looking. Takes the snap, steps up, leans back and throws deep. And overshot his intended receiver right in front of the Alexandria bench area. That incompletion stops play with 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that time Brady looked like as he was coming up, he wasn't sure what route to like, so he's kind of throttled down, and Trey threw kind of an outside shoulder fade brought to him, but he wasn't there. I think he just kind of get confused on what he was running.
Spuds out of their huddle. Wing in the near side. Three receivers far right. Here's Trey Feeney. Man in motion. And the pitch. Forward pitch. That's the second time tonight. And this time the Cardinals were not taken out of position, and they made the play.
Yep.
The stop is made right at the line of scrimmage. Virtually no gain, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, and that was Carson Wenting on that time. They played that pretty well in the corner side.
They're going to let it run down here. The clock is on its way to 0 as we put this first half in the scorebook at the end of the first half of play tonight from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 42, Alexandria 7.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Some speculation about how this might be played, if it would be similar to the last time these two teams met, which saw the Spuds put 40 some odd points on the board. And there were others that saw that Alexandria, a very talented, athletic team, but finding it difficult to defend what Moorhead puts on the field and throws against them.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of figured that would happen. They cannot run the football effectively right now. The front seven are taking up too much room for them. But on their Moorhead's offense, they're just clicking so well on all cylinders that I have no idea what they're talking about at halftime.
Moorhead's volleyball team saw their season come to a successful completion as they defeat Sartell 3-1. And a game and a match that was played at Moorhead's gymnasium here earlier tonight. They had a 6 o'clock start. It was a little bit late. Man, it was senior night. They had a chance to recognize the 5 seniors. So congratulations once again to Charlene and the Moorhead volleyball team for their successful year, and what amounted to a section championship of sorts. They had the kind of like what football is doing, a Final Four meeting, and the winner would play the winner, and the winner was declared. They're not going to call it a section champion. That isn't quite right, but something along that line. And so the wordsmiths of the Moorhead Athletic Department are working on that to see what the right title would be. So the Spuds got the ball after the defense stopped Alexandria to start the game tonight. It was 3 plays and punt, and Moorhead got the ball at their own 30-yard line, and they got 1 play, a pass to Brady Walthall to the end zone, and it was quickly 7-0. Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick just moments later made it 14-0 after Jamal Dixon got an interception. And then Will Height put Alexandria on the board on a wide receiver lateral and pass and throw. Will Height went 51 yards. And for the score, at that point, Alexandria had trailed 14-7, but the Spuds came right back. Blake Walthall on a 7-yard reception made it 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Trey Feeney on a 1-yard run. Trey Feeney on a 31-yard run. Brady Walthall at the 2:38 mark with the reception from 1 yard out. And that puts us into the locker room, Spuds with the lead. And so we have a news break. We've got a weather break all coming up as you listen to the Spuds on 970 WDAY at the half on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 42, Alexandria 7.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft, to put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes, offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Moments away from getting underway. Spuds with a 42-7 advantage, and give you an idea of what we're watching when these teams met in Game 2 of the season. It was 42-0. That was the final. Spuds got that one pretty much in the same order. It was a big lead by halftime, and barely. I don't know that I think it was 42-0 at the half, and didn't score in the second half. Didn't need to.
No, they brought in all the subs got
everybody
to play.
played. Yep, everybody played.
And I got a feeling I'm watching it right now that Gavin Quaid is warming up, so we might see Trey for maybe one series and then see how it goes. And I got a bad feeling, not a bad thing, but
well, he's putting a big warm up on. He may not even play in at least to start the third quarter. And everybody else that has been on the field is going to have a chance to, or have been out for practice during all these weeks and have a chance to get on the gridiron here in a varsity competition. And moments you don't forget.
No, you don't. And what's going to be, if this game continues the way it is in the Spuds, you're going to see a lot of joy, and you're also probably going to see some tears.
Very likely. You know, the signifying of the last game.
Yep. And you always remember the last one.
Yep. No, remember the way that things turned out last year. Elk River was so dominant. They were scoring multitudes of points. And this year they were having troubles, but they got going late at the end and at the end of the year, and they came up with a win over Rogers in their game tonight.
Wow.
I had the score, but I don't recall it offhand. A couple touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, I think was the margin in that one. Elk River got the win over Rogers. And trying to track down a score between Bemidji and Sartell, but that has not been posted yet either. So just out of curiosity to see the other teams that are in the games here at the end of the season, how the Moorhead opponents have done or are doing in tonight's games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Alexandria will kick it right to left, and this has been the only time this year, I think, that we can say that we have not had a wind that would unfurl the flag from beginning to end. We've had moments where the flag didn't move, but for the most part, there was a way of somehow getting that to go. And the end-over-end kick is gathered in near the 7-yard line. Here's the return by Yaron Forth, and he gets up to about the 20, and then is pushed forward on the tackle. They're going to spot him down at the 21-yard line. That's where Moorhead will begin, and it's first down, Spuds.
Nice special teams play right there, Larry, by Alexandria. It's a kind of a low lining kick that he had to go up, and he picked it up caught it between the numbers and the sideline, and tried to get back up to the wall. They more looks like they were trying to set up some sort of little bit of a wall there. And the special teams, they came down and they stopped him in his tracks. He wasn't going to get any more than to the 21. Nice special teams by Alex.
As the Spuds break their huddle. Coming up under center, Gavin Quaid lines up. He's in the shotgun formation. And the snap is back, and that is Trey Feeney, who stepped in to play, and the handoff on the run, picks up 10, 11, maybe 12 yards out near the 31-yard line. I think the chains are going to move up. Waiting for the signal. Yes, the chains have been picked up, and they are moving forward. So, on the first play of the third quarter, a run by the Spuds.
Yeah, Keenan went,
picking up the first down.
Yep, first time we've seen Keenan carry the ball today, and again, got up inside on that little zone reader that they run, I think, there, and he just found a slot, and away he went.
So Feeney continues to run the offense here to start the third quarter. Here's the snap back, and again the run. Good blocking up front. That offensive line, which we featured a week ago as players of the game, they were just tickled to know that people were paying attention and identifying what they have been doing all year in an outstanding way.
And they all had ultra broad smiles when they came in to get interviewed after the game. That's pretty neat. And they deserve it. They have played very well all year. And now we got Keenan went back in there again.
Spuds taking the third quarter kickoff and now have it second down at their own 35-yard line. Line to gain the 41. Back to pass. Feeney's got his man wide open. There's Jan Forth at midfield and at 40. On the sideline, he's still on his feet. He's getting away. He's going to go all the way. A 65-yard touchdown pass and run to George Janforth.
That was an unbelievable run. They had 3 guys, Larry, had the angle on him, and he broke one tackle and then got down, and then Brady Walthall threw a great block so that when he could cut it back and score on that, but that basically all that was a slow developing swing pass out of the backfield, caught it in stride, and boy, when he turns it on, doesn't he?
He was gaining on the crowd as they went into the end zone for the score, and Saif Alawi will come back on the field and attempt the point after. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick is up, kick is good. Saif Alawi with 10:35 to go, and the Spuds score quickly to start the second half on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 49, Alexandria 7.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Well, we've had an unexpected change at kick as Janforth comes on, and he keeps it low, gets a nice friendly bounce, and it's picked up there, but the Spuds are upfield in a hurry. Thomas Myers, who is putting a lot of credibility into the postseason remarks tonight concerning our player of the game, has just been outstanding.
And he's on special teams. He gets down. It was a kind of weird kick, and then they're trying to set up a wall to the right sideline, and when the ball carrier took off that way, he just ran him down. Great play on special teams by Thomas Myers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers. Are you allowed that many?
Yep.
Here's the roll to the far side. Back to pass and looking. New quarterback in for Alexandria. Stutter steps, gets to the corner, turns upfield, down at about the 35-yard line. And that's enough for the first down.
Larry, it's almost like the swinging gate on
they have
extra
the
point.
Number of people at the line of scrimmage.
Yep. So they actually had 2 offensive linemen over here. They had 3 inside receivers, and then they just ran a quarterback sweep to the right.
It was enough for the first down, and the chains have been put in place. First down, or the line to gain now is the 45-yard line. A quick toss on the near side. And Alta Peter. I'll tell you what, that was fun to watch. When you're a player that you are kind of pulling for and wants to do something, he absolutely destroyed the block, would not allow him to block him out of the way, kept him going, broke away, got the stop behind the line of scrimmage, Austin Alta Peter.
And then he held it up long enough so Keenan Wentz said, okay, I'll come make the tackle now for you. But what a great job of keeping outside leverage when they're trying to do that. And again, just running that bubble screen, and he played that to perfection, Larry.
Moorhead's volleyball again, as we mentioned earlier, just moments ago, getting the 3-1 sets victory over Sartell tonight. Sartell earned their way into this match with Moorhead by a win last night, defeating Monticello, the number 1 seed in the volleyball rankings. Sartell came in as number 4. Moorhead was number 2. They earned a win last night in Brainerd. That set up to win tonight. They needed, if they were going to play at home, they needed to win at Brainerd and then to have Sartell beat Monticello. It all came true. Moorhead was able to identify and recognize the 5 seniors on their volleyball team tonight. And so it's fortunate that the injured Alexandria player is up now and heading off the field. And I want to think it looked...
it's 13, but they got 2 of them.
Yeah. It looks small, so let's go with the younger one, Casey Hansen.
And he was the ball carrier in that one. It looks like somebody landed on the back of his leg, but it's nice to see that he was able to walk off and then run off at the end.
So to finish, Moorhead's volleyball finishes their season with a 3-1 sets victory over Sartell tonight. Receivers on the near side, tight ends for the Cardinals as they face second down and 12. Back to pass, looking and throwing off to the far side. It skips to the intended receiver. The pass out on the far side by Aaron Stotsberry just never did quite get there.
He
or
caught
did they
it.
make the
Yep.
catch?
What happened was that the linebacker on the St. Altapeter got his hand on it. So put it up in the air. He came back and made a diving catch and scooped it underneath, and he made a nice catch.
So with that, it's a short gain nonetheless, and it's 3rd and 5. Line of scrimmage the 40, line to gain the 45. Wide receivers on the near side. Single receiver wide, far right. Clap of the hands and waiting. Stotsberry hands it off, first man in. Spud's defense is there, stuffing things up and bringing things down. How many times are we going to say the name tonight of Thomas Myers? And he puts up another stop for short gain, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, basically they're trying to run. It almost looked like a draw play, Larry, and he tried to bounce outside. Nope, Thomas Myers again. He took care of the offensive tackle on the side, came down and stopped it from maybe a yard gain.
So a crucial play for Alexandria here in the 3rd quarter. It's 4th down, needing 5. Not going to punt. And the snap is back, and here's a quick toss on the near side. It's a lateral pass, and the Spuds are back there stymie. They've surrounded the play and brought it down at the 30-yard line. So that turned into an 8-yard loss.
Yep.
And with that, it's 1st down. Moorhead as the ball is turned over on downs. Jack Newcomb was there on the play.
And tried to run that bubble screen again. Austin Altenpeter said, no, you're not going to do that. He actually got rid of the blocker, made the ball carrier stutter a little bit, and then there were so many orange jerseys there in that tackle.
Yeah,
we can't figure out who it was.
Clock is running, 8:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Moorhead has scored, leading it now 49-7 as they get the ball back after stopping Alexandria's offense on downs. Snap back for Feeney. Hand off Janforth. And this time he is caught, wrapped up. No gain on that play as the Cardinals defensive right end or outside linebacker came up and read the play and made the stop.
Yeah, and again, just running that basic A-lane blocking up front. It might have been some form of a zone read, but tried to bounce it outside, and their outside linebacker on that side did a nice job of stopping him for actually, I think he lost a yard.
It sets up 2nd down on 11. Blake Wolfall wide out far left side. Here's Trey Feeney. Leaning back and throwing. He's got his man open. A nicely thrown play right up the middle.
Jack Tyken.
Jack Tyken, the tight end. And the Spuds are bringing some playbook things to light here. We've seen Alexandria try a bunch of different plays. And now we haven't seen Tyken. Did he make a catch all year? I mean, we know he played tight end, but that's generally a blocking position.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you got to throw him out on the field and tease him a little bit with a bone and see if he can catch it.
And he did. He did
And
a
he
good
did.
job with the bone. Just ran a little pop pass to the tight end.
Here's Feeney all alone in the backfield as the Spuds are threatening once again on this 1st down play. On the near side, the catch is made at the 10 for Alexandria. Elijah Holthouse comes up to make the stop.
Kenny Boney.
And Kenny Boney there to make the play, make the catch, and Boney is down near the 7-yard line.
Yep, and nice again. The timing. That's the first time we've seen him make a catch tonight. Just ran that quick out, 5 steps, 5 yards, gets outside. Ball timing is perfect, and he picked up about 8 after the catch.
So 2nd down and a long 2. Feeney taking a look. 3 receivers on the far left side. Looks in that direction, throws. He's got his man, and then the catch is made as Ja'Kai Fitzpatrick was there making the catch, but he was wrapped up immediately. Short gain at the 5-yard line, and it is
1st and goal.
1st down.
And at that time, Ja'Kai was the outside receiver, ran up 5 yards and ran a hard in route. Feeney threw between the linebacker and the safety, made a nice catch, got the 1st down, and he's just coming out. He's limping just a little bit. He's going to need a breather.
Kenny Boney and Caden Berg both checking in offensively, as the Spuds have a goal situation at about the 4-yard line. Feeney stands back and waits. He's caught. He's wrapped up. Didn't want to go down. Then finally had to. Under the pressure from Alexandria, the stop was made and the quarterback sack goes.
Yeah, and he had to hold on the ball a little longer than he wanted to, Larry, but I got to give Alex credit. They had everybody bottled up. He had nowhere to throw the ball. He was just getting ready to throw it away when a guy wrapped him up.
Clock running, 5.5 minutes to go. Third quarter, Moorhead with a 49-7 lead. Moorhead is threatening now with 2nd and goal. Wide receiver way out far left side, and play will get underway, but not before this timeout. Spuds still had some time, but they didn't have the play looking the way they wanted it to, so a quick timeout taken here. Stops with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 49, Alexandria 7. Out of the timeout, Trey Feeney rifles one to his receiver, who scoots and scoots, and finally, Brady Walthall, it looked like he was going to run all the way across field and turn the corner and go in, but the Cardinals defense was perfectly positioned, and he ran out of room and ran out of steam, and play basically just went down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, basically from where he caught the ball to where he was tackled, it was at the same plane.
Yep.
He just kept going across, and they did a nice job of stretching him out, and finally he just said, oh, heck, I'll go down.
So with that play, the Spuds now face 3rd and goal. Line of scrimmage has been moved to the 6-yard line. As Feeney takes a look, rolls near side and looks, stands back, throws to the end zone. He's got his man. Did he make it in place? Yes. Touchdown, Moorhead. And a leap for it, and it looks like Brady Walthall getting another catch and score. We're waiting for his play teammates to get away.
I think it's Tanner Kynes. It was Tanner Kynes.
Tanner Kynes areas. When we have called his name, it has been in T retrieval.
Yeah.
But this is, and he got a big celebration from his teammates as he scored. Tanner Kynes on the score, and now Saif Alawi.
And he did a great job because he had to get his feet down, and he did.
Snap is back, placement made, kick is good, Spud score. 4:24 to go on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Moorhead 56 and Alexandria 7.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Perks Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Saif Alawi's kickoff to the 11-yard line, and from there the Cardinals return and go to the side and across the 25 and 30 up to the 35, and finally down there. A nice return for the Cardinals to set up first down as the offense comes on, but the Spuds have scored twice here in the third quarter, and Moorhead now leads at 56-7 as the Cardinals come back onto the field. They go right to left here in the third.
Yep, and that was probably the shortest kick. He just didn't get a hold of that one like he normally does, but they set up a wall on their right side, on their sideline, and the young man got to it and was about one player away from breaking it before Moorhead finally bottled him up. And this is pretty good starting field position for Alex Larry.
Cardinals.
Oh,
Wildcat. Play to the near side. Spuds not fooled.
nope.
The quarterback jumped up, leaped up, as though it was an overthrow from center. But no, Will Height then took it, and as the running back he became, ran it to the near side. Spuds followed it all the way across the field for no gain, and it's second down.
Yeah, they got Jake Thielke playing on that defensive end spot, and he was going to have none of that. He just stretched it out, and then Jackson Goda came in and cleaned it up.
Some starters are still in the lineup. We've got reserves up and down the lineup as well for Moorhead's defensive unit. As the Cardinals, there they go to that same pass again, and the Spuds had an eye on it, and they forced it play back to the near side. As it comes back to the line of scrimmage, still dancing, and then turns around and runs right into Jamal Dixon. He was waiting there like a Christmas present. He wrapped him up, and finally the play comes down for no gain.
Well, it's so funny. They tried to run that double pass again to the right. He came all the way to the left. Jamal missed him, had him wrapped up, missed him. And then when he stands up, he turns around and ran right back into him.
Right back
Just
into
a different way of making a tackle, isn't it?
Third down coming now for Alexandria. As they break the huddle, single receiver on the near side, Ibuku no Laua. Wide receiver sets up in the slot now near side, and this play will unfold as it has run out. The play clock rather, and the teams head to the sideline for this break. 2:42 to go yet here in the third quarter. Moorhead 56 and Alexandria 7. And around, and the Spuds are in the backfield to make the play. Was that Thomas Myers once again? No.
No.
Yes,
It is Thomas.
They're giving credit to Thomas Myers. Another tackle for loss.
And that time they were
His
setting up
third tackle tonight, 8th of the season.
Yep, trying to set up basically a reverse pass, and Thomas just got upfield, and he does some nice things, Larry, out
Yeah,
there.
I'll tell you what, he's capping things off in high fashion.
Yes, he is.
So now the Cardinals ready to punt away. Spuds have single return set up. Here's the snap. It is way high, but he pulls it down, hurries his kick, and
Oh, boy.
this one's picked up. And on the return, Brady Walthall scoots to the near side, and he got about 2 yards on the return. And down at midfield stripe where the Spuds offense back on the field, leading at 56-7.
And I think what he thinks is, he says, the ball's going to come right to me anyhow. I might as well see what I can do. And he does, and he does. He's got all those shifty little moves, and Alec just said, "No, we're going to tackle you."
So the Spuds break huddle. Tanner Kynes on the last offensive play had a touchdown reception, his first of the year. Now goes out wide, far left side. Snap is back for Feeney. Turns and hands off. Went is there, opens up, and
Nice.
he gets sprints forward. He picked up about 15 yards. Carson went on the carry. Or Keaton went, rather. Keenan went.
It's Carson. I mean Keenan.
Keenan went on the
Yep.
carry for 15 yards and a Spuds first down.
Yeah, just run that little inside zone read again, and tell you what, he hit the hole hard, and was going to keep going. Their free safety had come up and make the tackle. It was a nice run. Nice job by the front five opening up that hole for him.
Kynes wide out far left. Blake Walthall sets up in the slot. Wide receiver near right side, and the handoff again to Wendt. Finds a way to get loose and then sprints forward. He continues to run strong, but the flag has been thrown near the 33-yard line, and that's something we really haven't had a lot of tonight is penalty flags.
Have not been a lot of hankies. Again, nice job. He started inside, bounced it outside, and when he's way past the play, unfortunately they're going to get Jack Tyken for a holding, and he turned around and went me, and he did hold him, Larry.
With the exchange here now, David Lundell has come into the Moorhead lineup. Kynes now returning to the lineup as the penalty against Moorhead puts the ball at the 43-yard line.
That's too bad because that was a nice first down run again.
Moorhead facing 1st and 18. As Trey Feeney takes the snap and hands off, and once again it's Keenan Wendt. Crosses over the 40, but they say the knee down at the 40, holds the gain to just a couple of yards, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that inside zone again, and that time the linebackers did a nice job of cupping up, and when they saw the cutback, he got right in the B gap and made the stop after a short game. Just a nice read by that outside linebacker on that side.
So the rotation of players continues on. Connor Heinz will be on this play. Tanner Kynes goes out wide, far right side. Michael Hago is wide out on the near side. Spuds have scored twice here in the 3rd. Handoff, Wendt looking for some room,
nice.
Follows his blockers, did a great job of following the flow of the block. Goes inside the 35-yard line to the 34. Just past the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that time they just
and
ran.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. As we wind things down, we will switch ends of the field as the 4 fingers go up for the 4th quarter. After 3 at Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 56, Alexandria 7. Fourth quarter. Moorhead scoring quickly and often here tonight, leading at 56-7. And so as the Spuds go right to left, Trey Feeney, it looks like, is going to, as a senior, play every minute of his last game of the Spuds. Jamal Dixon is struggling to get loose. It won't matter.
It's going to come back.
There's a flag down back at the 38-yard line, and so I guess we can kind of expect it with the game as it's been played and the length of the game in which it's been played. The mental aspect of it is starting to show up, and some mistakes are being made, which brings penalties.
Well, they got a couple new kids in playing on the offensive line, and he reached up and he basically tackled him, and unfortunately you can't do that right in front of the white hat. But nice job of scrambling and again finding an open receiver, but it's going to come back. But
this penalty marks the ball down at the 48-yard line. 23 yards needed now for Spuds' first down. Just underway, 4th quarter. And, of course, with the margin of 35 or more in the 4th, it puts the clock into running time. It does have some selected times in which it will stop and not run, but for the most part, it continues on. 3 receivers wide to the far side. Here's the snap back. Stepping into the pocket and looking. He's got his man, but he overthrew him just a bit. A perfect strike thrown out for Michael Haugo, but it was just over his hands. It falls away incomplete. That brings up 4th down. Only the second time tonight it's been 4th down for Moorhead.
And it was pretty neat watching that play develop because Haugo came through late and was running a skinny post. And it was neat watching Trey because he sat back and then he bought himself a little extra time by moving in the pocket. And that helped set up a block in front of him. So it gave him a nice throwing lane that unfortunately he just threw it a little too far out in front of him.
See what the Spuds have in mind here. The ball is at midfield, but it's 4th down. And with time running short and the play not yet ready to be executed, Moorhead takes a timeout. 10:04 to go. We're in the 4th quarter of play from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 56 and Alexandria 7.
Get up. Your dreams don't hit snooze. Because if you snooze, you might miss your opportunity to improve your craft. Put in the work. Your opportunity to be the best.
Coming out of the timeout, this crowd has been just treated to a very athletic and unbelievable reception by Blake Wolthall. With the pass apparently overthrown, he simply jabbed at it, kept it up in the air, tipped it, found his footing, got underneath it, caught the ball, ran it the rest of the way. Big reception by Blake Wolthall for the score.
And the corner on that side that was defending him, Blake basically just ran a skinny post, and he had good position on him, but he lost track of it, and he tipped the ball back to himself.
Here's Saif Alawi. Point after is up and good. 9:53 to go now in the 4th quarter on the Speakeasy scoreboard. Spuds 63, Alexandria 7. To the goal line. And here's the return by the Cardinals. Struggling off, a tackle, and up to the sideline over the 35. Running out of room up near the 40-yard line, and out of bounds it goes there. And a great return by the Cardinals. And it will be 1st down for Alexandria. But things have become quite dire with 9:47 to go. It's 63-7. Moorhead has the lead.
And nice job by him. That ball was actually, he picked that up on about the 1-yard line. Between the numbers and the right hash mark, they set the wall up on the left hash mark. He got all the way to that wall, and that was a nice return. He ran a long way.
Wide receiver to the near side now for Alexandria. And the snap is back. Stotesbury on the handoff, and the play comes near side. Moorhead tried to catch up to it, couldn't hang on. Nice run now to the near sideline. I was looking for a flag, maybe on a face mask, but none forthcoming that I can see, and the play is stopped. And for Moorhead, it looked like the stop was made by Hakan Peterson.
Yep. That time they were running power, and Moorhead had that bottled up. He was able to bounce outside. We got a bunch of new faces in there just right now, and so we had a couple missed tackles, and nice run though. He did nice. He's got pretty good speed.
First down. Cardinals now at the Spuds 44-yard line. Man in motion, sets and will block. Here's the return back on the counter play, and the Spuds come up with a big stop. That was Jackson Goda. And he makes the big stop right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, tried to run a basic, I call a C block, where the onside guard pulled that time, and then they have a blocking back with them. And Jackson just said, if you're going to vacate that hole, I'll make the stop him for no gain. He just come from his Mike linebacker spot, came right through the A gap, and when he latches on pretty good.
8.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter as the Spuds look to finish their season unbeaten. Stotesbury, snap, handoff.
Wow.
Right there it is. Spuds again coming up with the big stop. And a new man
Jake
on the
Thielke.
block. Jake Thielke comes up. 6'4", listed at 230. He's a rangy defensive end and outside linebacker type player. Thielke coming up with the stop, and it's third down.
And again, doing the same thing. At that time, they pulled the backside guard and trying to kick out the defensive end. He followed, got around the tackle, followed straight down the line of scrimmage for just a very, very short gain, but nice play.
It turns into a 3rd and 9 situation now for Alexandria. They are inside of 10 seconds to put the ball in play as they break huddle. And the snap is back just in time. Down the line, and here's the keeper. And Stotesbury goes down. He had a man behind him, but he had no way of getting the ball to him, and Austin Altepeter comes up with the play.
Actually, it was Angotti.
Oh, that's Julio Angotti.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And
Angotti making the stop.
And basically, they ran like 18 options, speed option. Only they had a fake with it, and Angotti just feathered it out. Says, okay, if you're going to hang on the ball, I'm going to drop you for a loss.
7:14 clock running. We're in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers head out to the far side for Alexandria. Aaron Stotesbury waits for the snap. There it is as he turns and looks and rifles it, and Thomas Myers got a hand on him. He nearly pulled it right out of midair, but it was throwing hard, and it comes down to the turf. And on that play, it is turned over on downs, and the Spuds offense comes back on.
That was a nice play, and he knew he couldn't get pressure on him, so he just dropped back like he's playing an outside linebacker. And that ball almost stuck to his palm when he stuck his hand up.
It did.
And what's too bad is that Angotti was underneath the receiver going, God, I was going to get a pick there, but what a nice play.
Hope you'll stay tuned after our game tonight for our player of the game, brought to you by Bruce Johnson and Remax Realty One. Play to the near side went. Angles his way forward across the 45 up near the 47-yard line. Make that a 5-yard pickup. A 5-yard pickup there for the Spuds.
Yep, and they pull the backside guard. And Keenan
Trey Feeney has checked out as Gavin Quaid comes on to play. And there's the big hug from Dad. And now the parents are recognizing, too, that their quarterback, their senior quarterback, is being congratulated by Dad at the near sideline.
Yep.
And the hug is not going away.
No, it's not.
Coach Feeney told me before the game, he said, it could become somewhat emotional. And so the Spuds on the run to the near side, and Went struggles his way, coming up, I think, just short.
Just a little bit short.
If he gets it, it's by just a ½ inch.
Yep, again, it's doing the same thing, pulling the guard. Went goes out, stays on his coattail, and then, he gets his pad level down, and you're not going to knock him backwards.
Oh, I suppose we can throw one on each side of the ball. Okay. Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. The discussion that you've just been involved in is high level. I mean, it is. There's another big run that is of high level inside the 40 to the 35-yard line as we make our choice and get our influence involved in who might be our player of the game, and it might even be players of the game.
Yeah, you could be. That time they went back to the wham with Mahmoud Yunus playing that slot, kind of that little inside wing. Got in there, and boy, Keenan showed some good speed there too, Larry.
Spuds have put the ball down at the Alexandria 35-yard line where it's first down. And they'll keep it on the ground with Keenan Went as he is running hard here down the stretch, and a 5-yard pickup there puts the ball down at the 30-yard line.
Well, there's a good chance that you're going to see him maybe carrying the ball a little more next year.
I would suspect.
With Janforth being a senior, I believe, isn't he?
Gavin Quaid has checked in. He'll be the quarterback on this play, I think. We've got different rotations of players,
well,
too. We see that Blake Wolfall.
He came to sideline to get the play call.
Blake Wolfall has also come off the field. Here's the handoff, and it is Keenan Went. He finds his way, picks his way, rumbles his way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. And the Spuds drive continues with this first down coming with 3:32 remaining.
Jack Tykins playing the right tight end this time, and again, with the Mahmoud leading up around, he got all the way to the middle linebacker and pancaked him. Wow, that was a nice block.
Spuds quickly out of their huddle and come up. Here's the play. Nice opening for a moment. Then the Alexandria defense shuts things down and puts the stop on Keenan Went right at the 15-yard line, just short of the 15-yard line. So Spuds from there will have second down.
Yeah, ran that wham play again where actually wasn't Mahmoud that time. It was Caden Brown was the blocking back, and he got to the linebacker, but they weren't able to get that backside linebacker. He did a nice job of coming over into that backside B gap and making that first short gain.
Spuds threatening. Second down and 7. Second down and 7. Line to gain is just inside the 10-yard line. Here's Keenan Went. He was following his blockers, but there was a wall of defenders there that kind of turned him around, and when he did, they caught up to him. Short gain that time for Keenan Went.
And that time he kind of didn't quite read that quite right. When the guard came around and was leading up the hole for him, he stayed outside and he tried to cut it back behind him, and there was a whole wall of people. If he'd have snuck outside, he'd have probably got the first down.
2 minutes now showing. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Spuds are that close to an undefeated season. As they roll, here's the play to the near side. Quaid is looking. Quaid is running. He's inside the 10, and he goes down at about the 6-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Gavin Quaid on the quarterback keeper to the near side.
Yep, and they're trying to run that little combination route on the outside there. As he was rolling out, they had good coverage. He made the right choice, got himself first and goal now.
From there, the Spuds with 1:23 to go. You got to know that the coaching staff on the near side is hoping for their players that have not had a chance to score and be on the field when a score occurs. Could do that, but on the other hand, it's 63-7. And so they'll keep it on the ground. 2 more plays.
Yep, and again, that was Keenan Went, just running that same thing. Jonas is up in the 2 hole, and he followed right behind him. That time their linebackers were able to get up in there and slow him down a little bit.
There's the snap back, and Quaid hands it off, and it's into the end zone. But the penalty flag is thrown in for the backside. A penalty flag down will nullify that for holding, and it was a great spurt and a great run by Keenan Went, but it all comes back.
Yep.
And it's one of those instances where the flag, well, no, they're going to get the clock to run, but there is a 10-second difference between game clock, play clock. And so as they walk it off,
they're going to quick run one here.
They will get one more play and then let the clock run down, and that will put this one away tonight. Reminding you, stay tuned for our post-game report as we name our players of the game. Here's Gavin Quaid on the handoff to Keenan Went. And he is wrapped up and brought down, and that brings us to the end here tonight as the Spuds finish their season 7-0 as they go through the regular season with 6 straight wins, get their lone playoff.
Didn't get it off.
Get their lone playoff win tonight as they defeat Alexandria. We return with our players of the game and more after this time out. Our final score on the Speakeasy scoreboard: Moorhead 63, Alexandria 7.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
As the celebration of helmets occurs here at the end of the games, as during our pandemic, that there's no more handshaking, there's no more of that kind of contact, but rather they salute each other by way of the helmet raised in the air towards the opponent. And so we have an offensive and we have a defensive player of the game. Thomas Myers was rather. He was being given a lot of accolades tonight because of his play on the defensive side.
And he's been doing it all year, and it's too bad that this is going to end the season because I'd like to watch him a little more, but he just plays that defensive end to a T, and 6 or 7 tackles for loss again tonight. He had a pass breakup, and you know what? He doesn't let anybody get outside of him either.
And our offensive player of the game, we've had a chance to talk about him throughout the course of the year, and I made a mention very early on that the way that he plays the game, he could very likely be our player of the game every game out. Today he threw 9 touchdown passes. Trey Feeney.
Oh, that just, to watch him from as a sophomore, Larry, to now, and the way he plays the quarterback position, buys time in the pocket. 1 interception all year.
All year.
1 interception. He threw the ball away a couple times tonight. Doesn't try to force it, and he got sacked once, and that's going to happen. But yeah, wow, what a nice career and what a year he's had.
That should put him up around 1,800 yards passing on the season, throwing over 200 passes on the year, and he had a completion rate coming in of 62%. And had thrown for 29 passes, add 9 more onto that, so 38 touchdown passes thrown. Trey Feeney is our offensive player of the game. Defensively, Thomas Myers gets the nod. Brought to you by Bruce Johnson at Remax Realty One. Pictures are being taken over, and so everybody wants to sit around and kind of savor the moment.
You're not going to see anybody come off this field for a while.
Not for a while.
No.
Not for a while. Meanwhile, Alexandria, likewise, with Mike Empting, they are at the end zone, and they're having some last words, too, as well, to recognize the completion of their football season. So, for WDAY, Mike Capel and Jake now in studio, and for Mac, this is Larry Knutson thanking you for being with us for this football season. Our final score on the Speakeasy scoreboard, Moorhead 63, Alexandria 7.
Here now with our Remax Really One Bruce Johnson player of the game, we have Thomas Myers up here again. Thomas, other than that one trick play touchdown for Alexandria, you guys pretty much put a halt to their offense tonight. What was working for you guys on the defensive side of the ball?
I think a big thing was shutting down their explosive players, and we really did a good job of flying to the ball and surrounding them so they didn't have anywhere to cut it back.
Your offense puts up 63 points tonight. Trey Feeney shines with 9 total touchdowns. How clutch is it for you guys to be able to have that offense, is going to go out there and put up points if you guys do your job?
Well, last year we had a real explosive offense, and we only lost a couple guys, so it was coming in this year we knew we had a good chance to have a real explosive offense, and to have that in our tool belt along with our defense is real nice.
You guys run the table at 7-0, never really any game in doubt. How fun was it to play for the Spuds this year, and what does that undefeated record mean for you?
It was a long time coming here. Ever since we were younger, we were sitting in those stands, and Coach Feeney said we had something special if we keep coming out. And I feel like this year we really just went out there and proved that we had something, and it was really nice to have all our guys there.
You being a senior this year, Thomas, what's one thing you'd like to say to younger Spuds to tell them coming up through the ranks?
Well, just work hard, and it really does go fast. They're not lying.
Thomas, it's a pleasure to watch you play this year. Spuds roll again to a victory 63-7 over Alexandria, and they finish the season at 7-0. That's your Bruce Johnson Remax Realty One player of the game.